Hello, welcome to an actually new episode of Nerdy News Weekly. I'm Jesse.
Brian, the B-Lex Alexander.
It's been a little bit of time.
It's been a while.
We've been a little busy, but E3 brings everybody together.
It's just an amazing time. Always an amazing time to be a gamer, and yes, I couldn't put it better. Brings everybody together. We're all excited. We're all happy.
So with that in mind, we're going to do what most YouTube channels do and do a top certain amount of numbers of thing. But E3 this time. This is in our opinion, the top 5 best things from E3. Number 5, Mario & Luigi Paper Jam.
That was awesome.
I was not expecting that.
No.
With so many leaks this year, it was good to find something Nintendo Direct that was not leaked, that we didn't know about, that I wasn't expecting. Because the last Paper Mario game was not good. They took out everything that actually made an RPG, and like, you had no incentive to actually fight anyone.
Was that on the Wii?
No, it was the 3DS.
The 3DS, which one was?
Sticker Star.
Okay. I didn't even really actually count that as a Paper Mario.
Yeah. I think the one before that was Super Paper Mario, which was fun, but wasn't really a Paper Mario game. And meanwhile, Mario & Luigi had been pretty good. I think they peaked at 2, or no, 1. 1 was still the best, I think. And then Bowser Inside Story was like really close. And the newest one, was it Dream
Team, or
Dream Team, something like that. Was also pretty good. So I'm really happy about bringing the two worlds together. And it does kind of reaffirm my own headcanon that Paper Mario's always been a parallel universe.
I like that whole angle. I like that it's sort of like, who am I? I'm the princess here. The conversations between the different variations of Mario and Paper Mario, and just the one scene where we're seeing them traverse the overworld was hilarious, and that Paper Mario is just like still kind of like this weird 2D flat shape. My number 5 best thing was, and I mean, take it for what it is, Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Really?
Rise of the Tomb Raider was just awesome. We saw a gameplay trailer that was very, very riveting, exciting, and just kind of keeps the momentum going from everything that was awesome from 2013's Tomb Raider straight into what will be this year's Rise of the Tomb Raider. And just Lara Croft as a character, we're seeing her evolve. We look like we're seeing some very dynamic.
She's looking more like classic. I mean, she's wearing the tube top. She's got like real pants now, whereas like she's wearing like similar color schemes as to the classic.
Right.
And I heard there's gonna have more focus on actually raiding tombs this time.
I feel like everybody was really kind of vocal about that, but I like the way they did it in 2013. I like that what people forget is because you're too close visually, you forget. The whole time, the whole game, the whole story is about raiding a tomb. You just forget because you're there and you're traversing so many different parts of the island. So I mean, but yeah, I think they're definitely gonna underline that. We're gonna see some more. We're gonna see more diverse environments and locations. The puzzles look sick, and just the writing is looking very dynamic and phenomenal. So I am beyond excited. But more than that, like you said, we're starting to see a transition. She's starting to look more like herself.
Yeah.
To that end, I'm a little. The only disappointment I had, and it's not even really a disappointment. It's just kind of like the signature pistols. Like, when do those kind of become?
Because they're really going
to play back to the
Hunger Games style with them.
It's like
it's all about bow and arrow with girls.
And I I like how she's super makeshift. I appreciate that, but I do like you mentioned. I want to see a transition back to her
becoming rising of the Tomb Raider.
Right. So not to get too ahead of ourselves, I would like a game that actually Tomb Raider.
Yeah. So I wanted to find its way back into Tomb Raider while still keeping the best parts.
Exactly, keeping the best parts of the reboot.
Number 4. Technically, we didn't get any new information in this, but a game I've been very much looking forward to for a while now is LEGO Dimensions, because Disney Infinity has all the stuff Disney owns that I love, and Nintendo's got their amiibos that I love, and LEGO's picking up the slack in everything else I love. And a lot of these characters leaked months ago, and since then they have released more information about them. But this is the first time we actually got to see the levels of some of these worlds. We got to see The Wizard of Oz, which is a movie I love. and Aperture Science, which is a game series I love,
So awesome.
from Portal.
So awesome.
They explain more that there's some mechanics, like it actually uses the board that you put the figures on. You have to move them around to get through portals, literally in the portal level. You got to portal around, which is cool. And then like certain areas, you got to bring in elements from other worlds in order to traverse. Like the one part in After Science, they had to bring in Homer Simpson on a wrecking ball to break through something.
That was so awesome.
I love that this game's going to have all the worlds that they've already decided are going to be in it are going to be playable out of the box. Like you don't need anything extra. There's a very cool story mode. With the characters they give you, you can totally beat the game completely. And then you're going to have these extra packs with more characters and you get more of the levels. Like Aperture Science, they add like 5 or 9 more test chambers if you have the portal set.
Right, so just a chance to expand and add.
Exactly, it expands on the worlds they already gave you, and new story modes focusing on the characters that come through.
So my number 4 actually was Star Fox. We have a new Star Fox.
Yes.
And it's about time. Now, there's been so much criticism associated with Nintendo's press conference and Nintendo's direction in general. However, I still think that this Star Fox is looking pretty solid. It looks like the tone is going to be more reminiscent of the original Star Fox.
Yeah, this is like a soft reboot. Because the thing about Miyamoto is he's really good at coming up with cool gameplay stuff, and he hates story.
Yeah.
And the Star Fox story has gone a little much over the years. Like they add something new every time. Say, oh, years have passed, so Falco left, and oh, now Crystal's a member. And I could tell Miyamoto just did not care.
He doesn't care at all. It's
we can't remake the Super Nintendo Star Fox a 4th time, so we're just gonna do a reboot. Where it's like the 64 one, but it's a new story and
right. And because a lot of the scenarios that we've even seen in this trailer kind of look very reminiscent.
Yeah, like the first beginning of the game details very
64-ish and whatnot.
Plus the new mechanics they had.
And then, but the reason why I say it looks more Super Nintendo FX Star Fox is I liked And again, this was kind of met with a lot of criticism. The idea of the walker, the R-wing transforming.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I'm all for more
really
vehicle options.
Yeah, I want to see more vehicle options, and I like that Miyamoto art. I mean, he goes immediately into when he's discussing the developer diaries how this was a feature in Star Fox 2, and that is
never
such
got released.
Exactly. It's any Nintendo fan will know that that's a mythical creature. That is the Dodo.
They could release it. It's done. It's translated in like all the languages going to be translated. They could release it, but they just don't. They have a completely unreleased Star Fox game just sitting on the shelf somewhere and don't release it.
And I would really like to play it. Just on a side note, I would really like to play it. But kind of getting back to things, I'm really excited. I love the look of it. I will say that it does look a little 3DS-ish graphic wise.
I'm gonna say it's not done
yet. Okay. I hope.
And say that until I see an official trailer for the final.
Okay, I can get on that. I'll take a piece of that action.
If it looks about the same, I will be disappointed, but it's not a deal breaker.
It's not a deal breaker
because it still looks decent. It still looks pretty good.
We saw the R-wing, we saw the Walker, we saw the Land Master transform into this really.
That could transform into an air now.
Sick.
Yeah.
Now, what I did read, the one thing that has me worried, apparently we also have a drone vehicle.
Yeah.
And the only thing that I read is that that's awesome. But those are supposed to be apparently stealth missions.
Yeah, they're stealth missions, and you gotta like do the little robot to do things stealthily.
I don't want stealth in my Star Fox game. Don't want it.
Well, maybe it'll break it. Maybe it could be cool.
We'll see. But yes, Star Fox. We got a new Star Fox down the pipeline, and I couldn't be more excited about that. Thank you.
And Platinum's making it.
Nintendo. Right.
Platinum's making it. Platinum's on point this year, this E3. I'm loving it. I love Platinum.
Definitely.
Give them all the work. Make them work on every game.
Definitely.
Number 3, Smash Brothers DLC.
That was so awesome. I know it technically leaked.
It leaked the day before.
But it was still awesome how.
It was still awesome.
And then they just pressed the button. It's available.
Yeah.
See, I love stuff like that.
It's available. You might have to wait 2 hours to actually be able to get on to the eShop to get them.
I love the idea. I mean, Bethesda did it, Todd Howard did it, the mobile Fallout game.
Yeah. Xbox being backwards compatible now.
Exactly. Now.
Just the whole like, guess what? You can do it now.
Exactly. And then on top of that, I remember way back when we did the Smash Brothers, you know, the preview.
Yeah.
Talking about who we'd like to see. Ryu makes sense.
When it leaked the day before, I was like, because months before that, they found audio files called Ryu and Roy, and it was the Street Fighter Victory theme and the Fire Emblem Victory theme.
Okay.
But like no one had proof. They just said we found this, and they're like, oh, that's not true. Because why would Capcom get 2 characters? Namco made the game. They only get 1.
Right.
It's not Capcom versus Nintendo plus other people, but having played it, Ryu feels so good. He feels really good. Like the command puts at work, the comboing, it's great. The fact that his shield, the hitting noise on his shield is the parry sound effect from Street Fighter 3. So much detail. I can't hate it. It's too rude. Roy's great too. Lucas has also released. We got 3 new levels, a bunch of cosmic Burmese. Looking forward to future Smash Brothers DLC.
So for me, I mean, we're talking about Platinum. We're talking about Platinum and their, momentum. Transformers Devastation looks to be the game that Transformers fans has always wanted.
The game Transformers fans deserve.
The game Transformers fans deserve. The style, the slick, cel-shaded style, the fact that it's 80s, the fact that it's Generation 1. I feel like every Transformers fan, I don't know if these producers, the executives, ever get in a, meeting room or a board, a meeting board room to discuss how much they hate us as fans, but there has to have been a conversation of why do they like the Generation 1. I feel like blocky, exactly the old blocky model,
weird faces.
Everybody, I feel like my biggest complaint is always G1 centric. Like in the film, just like why do they give Prime a mouth? Yeah. Can the feet not be all weird claws and just kind of be like a box? Even with some of the Transformers games that have done well in the past, that have been really cool, like the War for Cybertron series that High Moon has done excellent. I love it so much. But even then, I look at the character design and I'm just like, I mean, it doesn't have to be that complex.
It doesn't have to be stylized.
Just G1. Platinum Games is doing G1. Not only is Platinum Games doing G1, but they are bringing their over-the-top, nutty Platinum game trademark style to it.
They're bringing the style, yeah.
They're bringing the style. There's going to be some flair. I've seen some footage of just some of the combos alone, and that to me already just says yes, I'm in. So yeah, for my number 3, Devastation is locked in.
Now all they gotta do is make a G.I. Joe game in the style of Vanquish.
Yeah, good call.
Number 2, the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer.
All right.
Those of you who keep track on the channel know I am currently playing through every Kingdom Hearts game that we can. There was another Kingdom Hearts game announced that might be difficult to record, but but Kingdom Hearts 3 is the end game right now. I mean, it's not going to be the last one, but it's the end of what all these games have been leading up to. They announced only one Disney World so far, Tangled, which, alright. They've already mentioned that they're going to add Keyblade transformations and like guns and new weapons you can make out of the Keyblade, and the ability to summon Disneyland attractions to attack enemies, and it looks great. Yeah, we saw Sora's new look in the new game. We saw young Xehanort talking to young Ericus. It's yes.
My number 2 was, we're gonna go. I gotta give Fallout some love. Fallout 4 just it hit all the right notes. It hit all the right notes, and then on top of that, it just it's coming out this year.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
It's coming out this year, and take
this
that.
Week, yeah, only.
Right. Todd Howard hit every single note. I think me and that dude, we are mentally in tune, like just spiritually and metaphorically, because the idea, I remember he was in an interview and he was just saying, or no, this was during the press conference, he was saying how games are always announced and we always have to wait like X amount of time, which is always long. And then it's delayed and stuff like that. And just the notion of a surprise. And it was just like, yes.
Yeah.
So Fallout 4, just in terms of...
It's Boston now, right?
Yeah, the premise alone is pretty cool. We're dealing with all new mechanics. We're dealing with some pretty cool technical features, building your own pad and just some of the inventory system overhauls. I have to make sure I pay my bills and do whatever work I do beforehand so I can feel justified for the amount of hours I'm going to spend in that game.
Yeah.
So, and it was just, it hit every single note. So, yeah. I am excited. I am very excited. That is.
Yeah, I am also very excited. It didn't make my list. It was close. I think it's like number 6, probably. Number 1, the Nintendo World Championship.
All right. That's a good one. I like that.
Overall, like originally there was one specific point that was my number 1, but like, you know what? The whole thing was great.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. I was not expecting Ego Raptor from Game Grumps to be one of the contestants on there. Black Nerd Comedy showed up as a commentator. I was totally like a bunch of YouTubers I actually watched showed up, and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't know that.
Do you feel like this was Nintendo's gambit to sort of make peace?
I think because the success they had with the Smash Brothers tournament last year, they realized they needed another thing like that. And they were like, oh, we did have a thing like that. The Nintendo World Championship. The highlights for me were 1, the semifinals being Balloon Fight.
Yes.
I love Balloon Fight. I might be the biggest Balloon Fight fan in the world because I never stop talking about that game. I play it all the time. I love Balloon Fight.
You were actually disappointed. You were happy that there was a trophy. No, was it a trophy or a level? Where's Balloon Fight?
Oh yeah. There's a Balloon Fight level in the 3DS version of Smash Bros.
3DS version.
I was over the moon about that. Like, yes, they're referencing it. That's all I want. References. I made peace that there's never going to be a game and he's never going to be in Smash Brothers. Just give me references. I could survive off of that.
That is hardcore.
The other highlight being the final round, which was Super Mario Maker. I am so hyped for Super Mario Maker. That was its own thing on my thing, but I could tie it into this. The levels they made were like, okay, I'm in. Like, this is great. What they're able to make with it, how crazy it can get. It's going to be a never-ending Mario game. And yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want from Mario game. The ability to make my own levels and to never run out of levels.
Just promise me we'll be cool later, okay? So number 1 for me was, and this is just in terms of E3 being a show, in the sense of showmanship.
Okay.
Last Guardian.
Yeah, that finally happened.
Gorgeous. That finally happened, and the way Sony went into it.
Didn't waste any time. Like, hey, first thing.
and just what they showed specifically, the scene and the context. It was very simple. I mean, but you get it. But the creature design is, the game is gonna be emotional. I'm trying to prepare myself for it.
Yeah.
One
of them's gonna die.
Something
like that.
Of that magnitude is unavoidable. The scene that kept playing back and forth in my mind was he catches the boy in his mouth, but the second jump where he kind of misses, but he lands on his tail, and we see some sort of Shadow of Colossus type scale where he climbs up the tail and just the flow of the feathers, and oh man, solid. So yes, number 1 game of E3, Guardian, The Last Guardian. Yes sir.
Alright, that was our top 5 list of things from E3. Did you like our list? Did you hate our list? Probably one of those. Let us know what your favorite parts of E3 were in the comment section. Tune in next time. We're going to be talking about what we didn't like from E3.
WCBR, Weekly Comic Book Reviews.
Check out Brian. He's a reviewer on that now.
So that's why it's never weekly.
Yeah. We got jobs and stuff. It's not. That's the question mark on weekly. Is when we can. Wait, check Ryan out there. Check out all the videos we got on this channel here. And bye. See you later next week. Maybe. Probably because we're gonna film it right now. Yeah. See you next week.